out of the room. When we're all sitting. We stand and okay, hats, we're good. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. All right, so we got some new members for the month of September. We had Guardian Savings, and I don't think Bill's here this morning. I thought he was going to be here. Ulysses, we just had their grand opening. And we have two that's here today. Refined Film. Jaden, you want to come up, introduce yourself to everybody?
Good morning. My name is Jaden Moore. I'm the owner of Refined Film Company. We are a ad agency that specializes in video marketing. So promotional videos, commercials, micro content for social media, you name it.
All right,
Kind of
we
an
got-
overview.
well, Jaden, we got a plaque for you.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
thank you.
Got it. All right, thanks, Jaden, and welcome.
Thank you.
And then we also have Jesse. Jesse, you want to come up here from Superior Physiotherapy and Performance?
SVP.
Yeah, it's easier. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Introduce yourself and
Good morning, everyone. I see a lot of new faces, so hopefully I get to meet all of you. My name is Jesse Maring. I'm the owner of SPP. We offer physical therapy services, personal training, nutrition, and 24/7 gym memberships. So we're right up on Apple Street. I grew up here in Mount Orab, and I'm really excited to be a part of the chamber. So thanks for having me.
all right, Jesse, here's your plaque. Got it.
Thank you.
All right, and then we also had 5 renewing members for the month of September.
Since it does look like we have a lot of new faces in the room today, which it's great to see the room filling back up like it did before COVID. We're gonna just go around the room. You can introduce yourself and what business you're with. So if we want to start back here in this corner, and then we'll work our way up to the front. So,
Lynn Harden, Brown County Public Library.
Herbie Brown, John and Brown County Public Library.
Evelyn Yawkey, Brown County Educational Service Center.
Dan Wickerham out of Brown Community Action.
Lisa Ford, Southern State Community College. Sarah B, County Administrator.
Craig Walker, Brown County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Jill Lorenz with Lee Mayor.
Andy Over with Aflac Supplemental Benefits.
And Scott with H&S Excavating and Trucking.
Mary Lindsay, Brown County Genealogical Society.
Excuse me, Rebecca Ricky, Brown County Genealogical Society and the Bird Township Community Building.
Gary Embry, L3 Harris.
Kelly Cornett, US Bank.
Tasha Lineberg, People's Bank.
Angela Shepherd, USA Mortgage.
Amy Haven, Southern Hills Community Bank.
Amanda Branoff, Child Focus.
Beth Crest, Hospice of Hope.
Jen Patrick, Community Relations for Health Source of Ohio.
Kelly McCann, Membership Engagement for the Brown County Chambers.
Linda Beckelheimer with Southern Hills Community Bank.
Robin Colligan, Outside the Box Giftables and More, located in Hammersville.
Jaden Moore, Refined Film Company.
Lisa Tumbleson Davis, ABCAP.
Jesse Maring, SPP.
Brad Heikowitz with Cincy Magazine.
Haley Armstrong with Kratzer's Pharmacy.
And we have a couple over here.
Heather, Brown County Public Library.
Oh, Britt, Town Hall Library.
And Missy Jemison, president of the chamber. All right, every October, we do hold our officer elections for our officers for 2023. So I will hand that over to Jen to do that.
As your current chair of the chamber, I'm really excited to present next year's slate of officers. I think you guys are going to be in fabulous hands, no doubt. So just on this slate, we have Beth Kress up for chair, Courtney Worley, vice chair, Tasha Lineberger, treasurer, Amanda Brannock, secretary, Lisa Tumbleson Davis, marketing, and our past chair, Lynn Harden. So at this time, I would like to open up for a motion to approve this slate of officers as presented. Can I get a motion? Dan Wickerham? Can I get a second? Linda Beckelheimer, thank you. All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Right, hearing none, that motion passes, and this will be your slate of officers who will lead you in 2023. And I look forward to seeing all the great things that you guys accomplish. So I'm gonna be in the wings, so very excited for all that's to come. Thank you.
Yeah, so every January, we have our annual meeting. So those officers will be sworn in at the January annual meeting. So we look forward to that. Moving on to news and announcements. This week, we had the honor of distributing the money from the Duke Energy Foundation grant. The chamber was awarded $25,000. We opened that up to an application process where small businesses applied for that money. And we chose 7 businesses to divide that money into. And so we did deliver those this week. Those businesses that were awarded were RT's Heating and Cooling, Mopping Mommies Cleaning Service, Adamson Fire Protection, the NAL Company, Lake Manor Restaurant, Brown County Women's Health, and Lisa's Wayside Inn. All of those recipients were very grateful for the money. All of them intend to take that money that was awarded to them and put it right back into their business, into their employees, right back into the community. And then another exciting news to come out of that, Duke Energy was so impressed with how we handled the distribution. They're actually going to give us another $15,000 to distribute to our members. So we will be opening up that application process again. Everybody that had applied previously will be entered back into the pot, and then anybody that didn't apply will have the opportunity to apply. And then it'll be the same process. We'll have a committee that will do the selection, and then we'll distribute that money. So very exciting to have that partnership with Duke Energy and to be able to put that money right back into our community. One of the events that we have coming up for the chamber is the reverse raffle. This is a fundraiser that we do every year. This would have been the 20th time we would have done the reverse raffle. We did have to skip out on it for the past 2 years, but we're glad that we're back. And this is a event that we partner with the U.S. Grant Homestead Association. So we work together on this fundraiser, and how a reverse raffle works is you buy a ticket, a numbered ticket, and you don't want your ticket drawn out of the pot, basically. So we have a dinner and all the tickets get drawn, and whoever is the last ticket drawn wins the money. So there are 3 cash prizes, $1,000 for the last ticket that's drawn, $500 for the second to last ticket that's drawn, and then $250 for the third to last tickets that's drawn. Like I said, so the event, so tickets are $40. That does include dinner. And then at the event, there will also be silent auction items and live auction items. You do not have to be present to win, so you could just buy a ticket and have the chance to win the money. Or if you wanted to attend the event, obviously you get to have a nice dinner and networking and things of that nature. So a couple of things I need from you. You can either buy a ticket, you could take tickets and sell them if you want to help me do that. And the other things that I need is I need silent auction items or larger live auction items that we could auction off the day of the event to help raise money for that. So especially the ticket sales, we divide evenly between the chamber and the Grant Association, but any auction items that we get, the money that we get from the chamber auction items goes to the chamber, and then same for the Grant Association. Any of the items that they get go directly to the Grant Association. So I really need help with those. So everybody has a flyer. You could take that back with you and post it. I have tickets with me today, so see me if you want to buy some tickets or if you want to take some tickets and sell them. The other event that we have coming up is the entrepreneurship seminar. We always want to offer you guys relevant training for your business and your employees. So I'm gonna let Lisa come up and talk to you about our seminar training.
All right, good morning, everyone. Next Thursday, October the 27th, is the Entrepreneurship Seminar. It will be held at the Willow Event Center. It's a full-day event from 8 to 2. We're going to have 4 guest speakers there. They're going to talk about the emerging threats of cybersecurity, the legal aspects of marketing and branding for your business, the Manufacturing Extension Partnership Program. And that is a little confusing to people because it sounds like it's for big manufacturing companies, but it can be for any small business that makes something. So if you're not sure if you qualify for that, Carissa Gardner will be there and she'll speak about, who is eligible for that grant. The last presenter will talk about cash flow strategies for your business during this recessionary period, which is really important to small businesses right now. And then we'll have a variety of resource organizations there, time to network, lunch, breakfast, afternoon snack, and there'll be a mini session of chair yoga to show you some relaxation techniques, just some neat things all day long. So I'm going to lay flyers up here. If you're interested, there is a $35 fee for registration, but it includes everything. But if you're a chamber member, you receive a $10 discount. And then if you're a chamber member and a member of the Southern Buckeye Safety Council, you receive a $20 discount. So when you go to register, it will have the codes up there for you to put in. There's also a QR code on here where you can just, go to that. So I'll leave these up here.
They don't have to come on in.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, and if there is something in here that you want, but not some of the other topics, you're welcome to come pick and choose how you want to be there all day, or not all day, I'm sorry.
Great, and I'm gonna piggyback right on that, with the Economic Development Committee. I oversee that committee. We are a group of just chamber members or anybody community-minded who's looking to see Brown County grow. So we have representation from across the county, across businesses, and just really working to see some economic growth here in the county. One of our main projects is putting together a small business resource guide, really focused on entrepreneurship. And I'm looking in the room and I have 3 new chamber members that I believe are all entrepreneurs and have recently kind of created their startup here in Brown County. So if you guys would like to be a part of that, work with us to help develop this guide. So people who have been in your shoes here recently can help navigate that process. We would love to have you and love your feedback on that process. So we are probably about, I would say, 2/5 of the way done of creating our startup guide. And I hope to have that completed by the end of this year. So looking forward to presenting that to the entire chamber. We do meet on the second Tuesday of every month, kind of in person or via Zoom. So if you would be interested in joining us, please grab me at the meeting, let me know. I'll get your information and add you to our list. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to community announcements and events. We have an invite, if everybody got one of their cards on their chair. On Tuesday, October the 25th, the chamber is going to be leading a groundbreaking ceremony for the Now Company. They have been in Mount Orab for it's their 50 years, isn't it? They've been here for 50 years. They're celebrating 50 years this year. They are expanding their business. One thing that's exciting about any business expanding like that means that they're going to be hiring new employees from this area. So we definitely want to be there for them, help them celebrate this expansion on this new building that they're building. And they will be offering tours of their facility. So it's nice to see what we have here available in the county as far as manufacturing goes. And so yes, I invite everybody to come and witness that. That should be a fun event, and then a tour of that location. So I open it up to the floor. Does anybody else have any community announcements or events that you're hosting or working with that you would like everybody to know about?
Excuse me, next Friday, October 28th, at the Bird Township Community Building. It's the Decatur's Fall Festival. Starts at 5, serving food. There's a pumpkin carving contest, a costume contest for the kids, games for the kids, a raffle, and best of all, the raffle of homemade pies and cakes, which are killer. So again, it starts at 5 and it goes until we run out of cakes and pies.
Nice.
So Saturday, Chatfield College is having their annual quilt, car and craft show. It's from 10 to 5, so we're gonna go. So if anybody wants to come out and enjoy the fun.
The chamber will be there as well. We will be selling our Monopoly games, so we will see you there.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Brown County 4-H Committee, the governing board of the 4-H program, and the county is having their fall craft and vendor show, and that's November the 5th, 9 to 3, Ronimus Hall, and that's on the fairgrounds. And then we are getting prepared with Hospice of Hope for the Holidays series, so just watch for information on that to come.
The Georgetown Library has an escape room that starts today. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday of next week. We have lots of slots still open. You can bring groups of up to 6 people, and it's 12 and over. So it should be a lot of fun.
That does sound fun. Maybe we need to get a chamber group together and they can try to break out, so.
The Memorial Library has a couple things coming up as well. Next Thursday night, we have a big Halloween party, which is for families, and set up like a carnival theme around the library. And then November the 10th, we have a local author, Penny McGinnis. She actually used to be the librarian at UC Fairmont. Her first book, she's gonna be signing and talking about it. She's a lovely lady, so if anybody wants to come and support her, it's 5:30 on 10th of November.
The Fayetteville and the Sardinia Library are also doing this cool paint and sip mocktails, non-alcoholic drinks called Mocktails Masterpieces. The Fayetteville Library is only doing a waiting list at this point because we're full, but Sardinia has a few slots open, and that's November the 10th. So if you're interested in signing up, give them a call and they can sign you up for the last couple of slots. Or if you're interested in me putting on Fayetteville's waiting list, you can do that as well. And that's the 7th for Fayetteville. So
It's amazing to hear about all the things that we can do right here in our community and not have to drive very far and support all of these organizations. So definitely mark these things on your calendar. And if you find yourself with some time, get out and enjoy these things that we have. All right, the next thing on our list is a travel and tourism update. I would like to introduce Brad from Cincy Magazine. He's going to talk about our partnership for Cincy Magazine, the Chamber, and our Visitor Center to come together to produce a 2013 official visitors guide for Brown County.
23.
23.
Appreciate it. Thank you. It's great to see everybody. I met many people at the fair, and I want to thank Beth and Kelly for having such a great time there, and Missy. So I'll just be brief, and there's a flyer or a promo on your seat. We're going to publish an official visitor and community guide supporting the chamber and talking about the members and also tourism to Brown County. We, just to give you a little background, published Cincy Magazine, about 16,000 subscribers. And we also have Dayton Magazine, about 10,000 subscribers, and we also have Northern Kentucky. So we do a lot of subscriber-based magazines in the tri-state, in Southwest Ohio, and lots of custom as well. So this magazine will be distributed by Missy, obviously, through different events throughout the year, and then, of course, packaged with our other publications. So I'll have samples of the magazines. Afterwards, I'll be sticking around if somebody has questions, but you'll be getting something in the mail from us and from our publisher, just talking about how you can participate and how we can include you in the publication. And I can take questions now, or I can stick around. We're excited because it's the first time that there's been an official magazine that's sponsored by the Chamber and the Visitors Bureau together. And we're looking forward to working with everybody and getting out and meeting people. I know I saw somebody was here from Southern State. We've worked with that organization for a long time at different events, so that's exciting. Does anybody have any specific questions now about the magazine or our publications? I can take some questions, but the other thing is we are a complimentary subscription, so we're subscriber based. So if you go to cintymagazine.com, you can actually sign up to receive it. And then when the magazine comes out, you'll get a copy. It's going, like I said, it's going to be packaged with all of our publications to our subscribers. And then, of course, distributed throughout the year at events and take ones, racks and that
How
sort of
many
thing.
subscribers do you have?
So we're at about 16,000 on Cincy, 10,000 with our Dayton magazine, which we launched about 7 years ago. And then I think we're at about 5,500 for the North Kentucky region as well, which I have some samples of those, and people can, if you want to take some of the copies, I'll have them out afterwards.
And so you shared that Adams County has done this in the past, and how many of their visitors actually heard about us through, or have heard about Adams County through this process. Can you share a little bit of those numbers, either of you?
Right, well, we have been working closely with Adams County and their travel and tourism because they are very successful over in Adams County, and we want to follow suit. And both of us have determined that most of our visitors, probably close to 90–95% of the people that visit Adams or Brown County, typically come from Cincinnati, that northern Kentucky area. You know, we're a day trip away. They either come for the day, do their shopping, eating, and then drive back to Cincinnati, or they come for the day and spend the weekend and then go back to Cincinnati. So if once we've realized that so many of our visitors are coming from that area, it makes sense to get our information in the hands of those people in that area. So what better way to distribute our magazine than package it with Cincy Magazine, so.
And that's just to piggyback on that, we've been working with Tom Crossover at the Adams County Visitors Bureau probably for about a dozen years, and published his magazine, which I actually have a couple copies of that if anybody would like to see it. And I know Missy has some in her office. So, and it's really helped them, help their businesses, help tourism, help people come out. And we're excited to let people know in the Cincinnati area what Brown County has to offer, and talk about all the exciting things, and just listening to all the programs events that are just happening the next few weeks. It'd be great to inform our readers about that.
Right.
And that's, in the magazine, there are gonna be feature articles. I can't remember what we agreed on and how many, but there's gonna be stories on some of our larger things that draw attendance out.
Right.
Right. And if they're coming to Adams County, they gotta drive through Brown, so let's get them
Right.
to stop on the way.
Right. And if you have, Missy's gonna be our editor's main contact, but obviously if you have any ideas or things that you would like included in the publication, please reach out to her, and she'll be in touch with our editor, once in the next couple of weeks, really gonna get going. Our goal is to have it published in time for your dinner.
The annual meeting.
In January, right, annual meeting. So that's the goal, to have it out and distributed by then, which I know is about the third week of January typically. Great, thank you.
Gyms in the county, so
That's right.
you think of them, yeah, let us know. We want to make sure we don't miss anybody or leave anybody out.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. So I don't know if you saw on Facebook yesterday, but the office was closed so that Kelly and I could attend the annual chamber benefit meeting. We have a lot of cost saving benefits that we offer to our members, such as discounts on workers' comp, discounts on your gas and electric bill, many discounts that we offer. So we went there yesterday for training. We learned about all the discount programs that we offer. We have some new ones coming. We have a partnership with FedEx, 25% off any of your ground shipping just for being a member of the chamber, 50% off of freight shipping. Again, all of this is just because you're a member of the chamber. You just got to let them know and you automatically get the discount. So be looking for more information on that. So we do have a presentation today from one of our benefits. This one is a credit card processing payment program through US Bank and Elevon. So I want to introduce Kelly Cornett. She's going to come talk to you about that benefit and then a little bit about what she does at US Bank as well.
Fantastic. Good morning, everyone. I'm actually gonna take a seat only because I have a minor foot injury that makes standing a little the problem. So I'm Kelly Cornett. I'm with US Bank. Used to be with the chamber for many years. And took a role outside of the county that kind of took my time away. So really trying to get back into the chamber and network a lot here in this community. I work for US Bank. I'm a business banker, so all things business I do. I live in Georgetown, so I'm right here in the community, but Misty talked about the merchant processing. Why are you guys making me nervous? I always have to stop myself when I get nervous like that. Goodness. Missy talked about the merchant processing and yes, Elevon, we own Elevon, which is the 4th largest merchant processing company in the US. So we don't have those third-party fees, if you will. We're not brokering that out with anybody else. So we have the ability to really price very well. So as part of a benefit to the chamber, we offer a very nice discount program on merchant processing, meaning that back-end fee that you pay when you process credit cards inside of your business, we discount that for chamber members. So it's really lucrative. It's very nice to look into, and I really will help you with that if that's something that you're interested in. We honestly only need statements. So like current statements from your current provider. So if you're processing now, you usually get a monthly or quarterly statement. We take that and we review that. And from that, we can come back with a presentation basically around what we can do for you. So it's very lucrative. If you haven't checked into your merchant processing, as we call it, or credit card processing that you utilize inside of your business, it's always nice to take a look at that and review that at least every couple years so that you know that you're getting the most competitive offer out there. Also too, equipment changes, there's technology out there that comes down the pipeline. So really, if you've not even looked at that at least every couple years, every 3 to 4 years, you're probably behind the times on the technology that you have. So that's always important to keep up on too as well. So we offer that free review. There's no charge for it. I will be your point of contact as far as helping you through the process. There's really not a process. You provide me with a statement. I go back, I review it with a team, and then we come back and do a presentation for you guys. All eyes on me, like I feel really nervous this morning. I don't know
You should
why.
be used to this.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, everybody's staring at me and why?
So
But
it doesn't
no.
matter what bank it's with, you'll
Yeah,
get a
no.
review.
No, it doesn't matter where you are. There's plenty of processing companies out there, Square. Every bank has the ability to, typically every bank has the ability to offer credit card processing in some capacity. Truly, we're the only bank that has the ability to offer it in-house. Again, because we own our own processing company. That's a big component there. So there are banks out there that process with Elevon. I know a couple locally that do. So other banks use us too, if that tells you a little bit about how competitive we are in the market. So outside of the nerves this morning, does anybody have any questions for me?
So how does those rates compare to say something like Square? Because I know a lot of small businesses use that because it's easy,
Right.
but how does
It's
that
very easy.
compare?
Yeah, so Square is, like you said, very easy. It honestly, it's a great way if you're starting up and you don't really know like how much you're gonna process for credit cards. Square is a good way to get started, get an understanding of how it works. But on the backside of it, the charge that you pay out of each purchase is more expensive. Typically Square is around 3%. I know they're getting more and more competitive with what they charge and how they do their processing. And I fully expect one day that they'll really explode into that market and be a strong competitor. But honestly, if you're processing quite a bit of transactions through credit card, Square is not the way to be these days, because until well, not until, but one day they might be very, very competitive, but today they're not. They're really for those few transactions per month that you have. I would say less than 5 to 10 is probably that range where Square probably makes sense. But if you're processing more than 10 transactions per month, or dollar wise, if you have more, even if one transaction is $3,000, there's a difference in pricing. US Bank usually comes in about 1.5%, 2%. So basically 50% of that fee can usually be dropped off. So it's really a competitive market and industry. Technology, like I said, is always changing. But the main thing, no matter what you're doing, if you're accepting credit cards in your business, doesn't matter where you go, always have that reviewed every couple years, honestly, because the fraud prevention measures that come in the credit card processing change so often that you could really, if you have the same machine and same processing technique for 3 or 4 years, you really could be allowing yourself to open up to some form of fraud, because so much goes into what is in the setup of those machines and the updates. All of that is very important. So just having it reviewed every couple of years is, in my opinion, something that you can do, and it's free.
So those reviews, or if a business brings you their statement and you give them a presentation?
Yes, sorry.
Is there a fee for that?
No,
No, okay.
no. So that's what I do. I don't just do credit card processing, but just like probably a lot of the other bankers in the room, we're kind of all hands on deck on all things business or retail, consumer related. So no, there's no fee for that. I spend my days meeting with businesses, talking about whether it be credit card processing, loans, growth strategies, all kinds of things that, I do, and we don't charge a fee for that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's simply put, if you're interested in something or you need some perspective on what you have or what you don't have currently, that's what we do, and there's no charge for it. Great question, though. Other questions?
I know one of the things we learned yesterday is you guys have all the equipment, even like point of sale systems and equipment and the handheld scanners and all that stuff. That is
Yes.
part of that as
Yeah,
well.
we have the latest technology. We can be very simplistic with your machine needs, or we can get very, very expansive in the fact of what your setup looks like. We offer, if you've seen like the cash register setup type things where you can put all your inventory in it, you can price it, you can use a scanner. We have all of that. So from start to finish, we have quite a bit of technology and machines there that we can offer your business. Obviously, every business is different. We have I know the chamber uses a lot like offsite, where you can be offsite and actually have capabilities to still scan and pay for things. So if you're working vendor events or anything like that, we have those capabilities. But honestly, I've worked at a couple of different banks, and I can tell you best in technology, best in rate, and truly best in service. Because when we set you up with processing, you have a local person that's going to be helping you. We also have a great service line. So after hours, you can call the number. It's 24/7 to walk you through any needs. But we also we're very fortunate in this market. I partner with somebody that lives right in Amelia. And he honestly, very familiar with the area. He honestly will answer his phone at midnight, which I think is a little extreme. But if you think about it, for some of those businesses, when you're closing down a restaurant late at night, if you run into a challenge, how nice is it to know that at least you can make the attempt to make the phone call and they might answer? Well, he typically answers. So, and he's really good with helping through support or any challenges that you have. Midnight for me, I can't even stay up late anymore. So yeah, it's not gonna work. But no, I really can say and truly do mean that we have good local support on that piece too as well. What else? Great questions. Thanks for making a girl feel comfortable. Good Lord, I didn't have enough coffee this morning. Thanks for having me out, though. I appreciate it. And I will pass around some cards here in just a moment for you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Sorry.
Yes. Definitely a good service to check into. Like you said, you don't have to bank with US Bank to get this service. You don't have to switch to US Bank to get this service. You can stay where you are and just use them for credit card processing. So it's definitely worth checking into if you have those fees, to see if they can help save on that. And like she said, there is a discount available because you're a member of the chamber. And actually anybody that uses Elvon as their credit card processor that is a member of the chamber does get a percentage of that savings to help fund the chamber as well. So not only are you saving money, but you're also helping give some money back to the chamber as well. Next, I'd like to introduce our co-host for our meeting today, Rebecca Rickey with the Brown County Genealogical Society. We would like to thank them. They helped provide the breakfast, the donuts, and the drinks for this morning. So if you haven't gotten any donuts or drinks yet, they're in the room over there, the meeting room, or feel free to get some on your way out as well. So Rebecca, thank you.
Must be.
There must be.
Oh, and by the way, we only did bring all the good stuff with that.
Well, thank you for the drink.
Yeah, I wanted to first take just a couple minutes to say publicly, thank you to Missy. Bird Township Community Building was trying desperately to get high-speed internet, and we needed to talk to Frontier, and apparently no human beings work for Frontier. And she found us a connection of 3 live 2 VPs and a director of community relations. So we're hoping that we will have this soon. And if not, Spectrum's supposed to be there by next year. I'm with the Brown County Genealogy Society. We are located in Georgetown. We're in the old jail building at the corner of Apple and Cherry Street. If you don't know where that is, if you're standing there looking at the front of the courthouse and look back to your right on the corner, you'll see a red brick building with an old stone building kind of connected to it in the back. That's us, and we're in the old stone building. It's the old jail. The jail cells are still in there. We tried desperately to get Missy one of the doors, but we couldn't do it. It's shared between us and the Historical Society. They have 3 cells and we have 2. One is a restroom. What we have in there is amazing for a small rural county. We have close to 1,000 what we call family files, covering all the families in Brown County. Now, granted, some of the files are like this, and some of the files are like this. We have notebooks filled with family histories that they've given us. We fill 4 filing cabinets with these things. We have books and other items from other states as well. We don't just do Brown County. We have a pretty good collection of books from Kentucky. It might be a county history or something like that. And Indiana, Illinois, places that people from Brown County, we know, eventually migrated further west. So we do cover some of that as well. One of the really interesting things to me, NRA, is they've taken, and we've taken obituaries out of the newspapers and actually put them in the file folders. And they started in 1900. And they're actually, I know this sounds truly weird, but it is fun, is to kind of sit there and go through them, pick a year and go through them and see what you find. I found out that US 52 used to be a gigantic death trap to drive. The number of people that were killed on that road. Let's see, there was one in there for someone that jumped off the Maysville Bridge. You know, just a lot of odd things that you'll go, really, in Brown County. We have those, we have microfilm, we have court records. We have the infamous, what we refer to as the burnt records. When the courthouse burned in 76, tell me, Mary is here, Mary Lindsay is here with me. As I understood it, the bell in the courthouse actually fell. when the fire was burning, and it fell right on top of some records and actually saved those records. And we have some of them, and you literally, you can see singeing along the edge of the paper. Needless to say, we keep those up, but we don't mess with them a lot. We do research. We have people email us, call us, ask us to do research. We don't do it for free. We do charge a fee for some. We charge $20 to do 3 hours of research for you. And then we tell you what we found. And then if you want to continue, we can do that. We are open Thursdays and Saturdays from noon to 5. We are an all volunteer organization, so we don't have any paid staff. And you're welcome to come in, sit down, look, go through things. It's completely open. You can come in and do as little or as much as you want. As I said, we take emails, we get phone calls, people doing research. We have one gentleman, Mary's gonna cringe when I say this, who apparently wants us to produce everything in Brown County that ever mentions the family that built the Opera House in Sardinia, everything. We've had a hard time explaining to him. That would take us quite a while to do that. But we've invited him to come up and take a look. He lives in Louisiana. We get inquiries from all over the United States. And I mean that literally from coast to coast and north to south. And it's amazing how many people come back to Brown County to look for, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so was related to so-and-so. My husband, who is here, has kidded me that I'm related to everybody buried in the Decatur Cemetery. Probably. It's just fun, and it's seriously a rabbit hole when you start down it. And you'll suddenly find yourself sitting there at 2 a.m. in front of the computer looking at Ancestry. I didn't do that. But it's a lot of fun. If you're interested in coming in to see what we have in our collection, it's pretty darn extensive. The organization we're on our 46th year. And they started in a business basement, putting things in a filing cabinet. And now we're, close to 1,000 families are covered. And you're more than welcome to come in and have a look. And we hope that you will. And I'll leave these brochures up here if anybody's interested in what we do. We do have one thing I forgot to mention. We do have what we call Lineage Society. These are 3 groups. Your first family, if your family was here before 1821. The settlers and builders, those who came between 1821 and 1861. And then the third one is what we call century families. And that's a family that has been here for 100 years, consecutive 100 years. And it can be 100 years, 1861 to 1961, or however it happens to work out. You fill out forms, we verify it, and we recognize you at our annual luncheon, which we just had last week, with a certificate and a plaque that you are a first family. And we just did first families number 164 and 165. So, any questions?
How does one become a member of the Brown County Jail?
You can become a member. We're horrendously expensive. We're $15 a year. There is a form on here. And you can become a life member. That is $200 per year, or not per year, $200 a one-time fee. If you'd like to give us $200 a year, we'll take it. But yeah, it's just $15 a year. We do put out a newsletter 4 times a year, and they're a lot of fun. Donna finds the most interesting, odd, bizarre things to put in there. Anything else?
I will say last Saturday at the luncheon, my husband and I attended, and it was amazing. Peggy Mills,
Peggy Warner.
Warner Mills, and she spoke about the John Parker House, things I didn't know, but she was just, it was worth it just to go to hear her speak off the cuff.
We do the luncheon is in October, and we get usually a morning speaker and afternoon speaker. And Peggy did it on the fly because our afternoon speaker was ill. And the morning speaker was from the LDS church and talked about some of the new things they have on one of their program. The LDS Church is the one that holds so much stuff when it comes to genealogy, as you probably know, ancestry.com and what's
Family.
family tree, family search. So it was fun to hear, these little things that, oh, I didn't know that, I'll write that down. But we have a lot of fun with that. Some of the speakers really grab your attention, like Peggy did with John Parker. And there is a thing this Sunday at the Rankin House. Anne Hagedorn is going to be there. And she's one that wrote
Beyond the River.
Beyond the River. I'm going across the river now. That's Beyond the River. So about the Underground Railroad. And that's another one that a lot of people will come back to look. They're looking to see if they're connected to somebody who was connected to the Underground Railroad. And it's amazing where you find it. Little tiny Decatur Cemetery has two, they don't call them conductors anymore, if they go there. Two Underground Railroad conductors and two former slaves are buried in that cemetery. In little tiny, flashing light Decatur.
Sutton, wasn't
Hmm.
it? Sutton.
The Sutton house used to be there. The two that are buried there are Greenleaf Norton, Dr. Norton, and Reverend Lockhart. And then Lemuel Parker and Phoebe, can't remember anything this morning, must be my foot. Durkins. And they're both buried in the cemetery, unfortunately in unmarked graves, but we kind of think we know where they're at.
I'll tell you what was funny is, during the fair, my sister had never been inside the historical building. And we were killing time and she and I walked through there and this is kind of found more because this is something that she does with the kids. They go to different cemeteries
Oh, yeah.
and she has the app where if somebody's looking for a headstone,
I'll find
she
it.
will find it, take the picture and submit it through the app. Well, she has had one missing headstone. She found it in that building. She said it wasn't even in a cemetery.
No, oh, that, trust me, that one happens a lot. Liberty Chapel Cemetery. Their cemetery used to be down over the hill by the creek. Well, guess what? The creek came up how many times and people probably floated down to the wherever, but they picked up all the markers and brought them up to the Liberty Chapel Cemetery that's there now. But they didn't put them up. They're just stacked up. So, you have to be careful with Find a Grave though. A lot of times, and this has happened, you'll be looking at the picture and the information that they typed in below it doesn't match the picture. So you have to be very careful with Find a Grave. Double check when you do Find a Grave. We've found the hard way. We've had people buried in 3 different cemeteries, the same person. And as I told somebody recently, the only person I know that has happened is Stonewall Jackson. His arm was buried at Chancellorsville, but the rest of him was buried in Lexington, Virginia. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. And I agree, that's very interesting. If you've never been there, I would definitely go and recommend checking it out. Even if your family is not necessarily originally from Brown County, it's still very interesting to check out all that they have there. Next, I'd like to introduce Lynn Harden. It's always nice when a business will open up their facility for us to have a meeting here. I know we were originally scheduled to be in Georgetown. That didn't work out. You can kind of go through a little bit of why that hasn't worked out, and maybe next year we'll be. We'll be in Georgetown.
Next year, we'll have and actually knowing that we're creeping upon 9 o'clock and I want to be really respectful of the fact that you've got other things to do. I'm going to have Heather and Britt briefly talk about what you might hear humming in the back of the room, just for a moment while I get the computer connected. Sorry to throw you into it.
Okay.
I know, I always do that, don't I? Yeah.
Actually, in the back, and I've had a couple of people ask me about it, is our little 3D printer. It's Millicron donated it to us, and I was asked about charges, how much we charge. At the moment, we don't charge anything, if someone has something that needs to be printed. Because we can't really take taxes at the moment. We have it running and, Britt, if you have any questions, he is your man who can answer them for you. not me. And I also wanted to say, as you walked in, anybody that went and got refreshments, we do have a meeting room space that you can reserve, businesses. I have had some businesses use it for, interviews if they were, interviewing for employees. We have groups that, use the room sometimes for, we just had the tea party here Monday. They use it usually on, once a month. So if it's available, you can call us and we can talk about it.
But it gets booked up quickly, so if you want it, plan ahead, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Britt, what are you making right now?
On top of the 3D printer is Zipper. Zipper is our story time mascot. It's a little puppet Miss Adriana found many years ago in the trash. I'm joking about the trash. No, she didn't find it in the trash. And she created him as a mascot for her story time in the morning time. So we are, after we clear this area out, we are starting doing a patron versus staff Scrabble game for our patron against us. We're gonna smoke them. I'm not worried about that. But that is a marker so that we know whose turn it is after someone is done. So if Zipper is from the patrons, it'll be marked patron. There'll be a card and all the things will be covered up either way. So we can't cheat. We can cheat either way, but who cares? But
Librarians don't cheat.
we assist.
We assist.
We assist. That will be the marker for whose turn it is at that time. So I figure we can use our mascot, unofficial mascot for Mount Old Library. And that is pretty much.
How long
that-
does it take to, how long? did it
That
take
one
you?
was 3 hours, 3.5 hours. So if you look on top, the box with a ball in the middle. I finagled that out. We printed the ball inside the box. Okay, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was 14 hours. Okay, there are some other things around here that we made. We use it for our summer program where we created a prize. We had one that took a little longer there too, but I don't fall over on
Yeah,
my face.
careful there, don't you?
But there are online program free files, so you can download. You go on Thinkiverse is the name of the file. You go to Thinkiverse, it's free programming, free files and everything, and you can adjust the file as you need it. They have boxes, they have phone holder. You put in something in there, you can probably find something for your company. You just come on in here, we'll help you print it for you.
Yeah,
Okay?
we really hope that we can find a way to meet local needs, whether they're businesses needs or individuals needs and be able to print things. And so,
Plus there's free 3D modeling program too, where you can go in to create your own stuff also. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to help you guys.
and we also, Milcon donated a second one and it's at the Georgetown Library right now. So we've got two between our library systems right at the moment. Thanks, Brett. Appreciate that very much. You jumping in while it always takes a couple of times for my computer to hook up to the television and I'm not going to apologize for my new granddaughter being on the screen at the moment. I'm Lynn Harden, take off my chamber hat for a moment and be the librarian that I am, and I appreciate you being here. I want to give a big shout out to Jen Patrick, who is leaving the officer and the board simply because she's reached her term limit, but she has done tremendous things this year for the chamber, and we really appreciate that. You're very humble. Didn't mention yourself. And I appreciate you coming and supporting the chamber, but also supporting each other as well as chamber members. Now, you know, when I say library, you think of what? Books, right? And that's good, but we're a whole lot more than books. I hope you're kind of getting a sense of that today. One of the things that we do is actually support literacy in a lot of ways, not just the typical print on paper, but we also do financial literacy support, workplace literacy support. And so what we're going to focus on in the next couple of minutes is just a very brief slideshow, 2 minutes, that focuses on what we can do to help support businesses and workforce. And then I'll talk about the little brochure as well. So I did try to get the rights to Taking Care of Business. That song is a background song, but couldn't manage to do that. But I believe, Lisa Dumbleson Davis, that that's one of those topics, aren't we, at the entrepreneurship seminar, is copywriting and branding. So in the brochures, more details about what we can do for you. And I just wanted to point out, at which, you know, we struggle. The only place that's large enough to hold this group is right here, and the sun comes in. So I apologize if there was glare on the screen. A business account for a library account for you, which gives you extended privileges. And so really think about that for your business needs. We also have equipment that will do, if your own equipment breaks or you don't have it, we've got copy, faxing, scanning. We also now have mobile printing, so you can, from your phone or other mobile device, print to our printers as well. If your printers go out, we have that happen quite frequently. And then the lower middle section, a lot of resources. You may have employees, or you yourselves may need to brush up on some skills or develop some skills. This North Star Digital Literacy is a free service that actually gives credentials that are recognized now for technology things. If you're an employer and you've seen resumes come through and people say, oh, I'm proficient in, you know, Microsoft Word, blah, 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 you know, and you really wonder what proficient means. This provides certificates for the training that actually set a standard for skill levels. So more and more seeing North Star Digital Literacy certificates on resumes helps you really know what kind of skills your potential employees have. Small Business Administration resources, regional news. You know, you may be really interested in finding out what's going on in your industry in some other areas of the country that are similar to us. And this regional business news database has all of those full text articles from local and regional magazines and newspapers. Free on our website. You don't even have to have a library card for many of these resources, but it's very easy to get a library card. And there's more information even about getting just one for digital resources, so you don't even have to come into the building to get a library card. So I know it's after 9 o'clock. I really appreciate the time you've spent here. I strongly encourage you to pick up a donut or a bagel to go, please. We don't need them here to munch on all day long. And we're just here to meet all of your information needs in any way that we can. We're here to support our communities and quality of life in our counties. And so just talk to us about how we might be able to do that for you. I don't know, Missy, if there's anything else that you need to do to wrap up the meeting?
I just wanted to remind everybody, next Tuesday, the 25th, the groundbreaking at the NAL company at 9:30. See me afterwards if you want reverse raffle tickets. And then our next monthly membership meeting, November the 7th, Thursday, it will be hosted at the Broward County Board of DD office there in Georgetown on the fairgrounds, and that will be an 8 a.m. meeting.
Missy, just, registration for the seminar closes today.
Okay.
So if you're interested, just register by midnight tonight.
And you can, what a deal. I mean, professional development costs can be excessive and $35 max.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the one
25
class
to
is
50.
taught by an attorney. I mean, you can't get an hour's worth of an attorney's time for $25. All right, well, enjoy your day and thanks for coming.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say.